this is Gilgamesh. I want to talk about this. This is Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein. I saw it Friday, and there are big differences between his version and the novel. Even Kenneth Branagh's and Mary Shelley's Frankenstein actually follows the book a lot closer than Guillermo del Toro. He took a different approach with it. I'll mention a few things. In the book, Victor Frankenstein is married to Elizabeth. In Guillermo del Toro's movie, she's marrying, Elizabeth's marrying his brother William. Now, here's one thing I do remember. Another thing is that in the book, Victor has two brothers. In this movie, and I do think in Kenneth Branagh, they only mention his brother William in it. That's another difference between the book. Also in the book, they describe the creature as grotesque. Kind of than Victor Frankenstein, when he looks at it, he is appalled at what he created. And it is smart. That is a big thing that both Kenneth Branagh and Guillermo del Toro keep true to, is that this creature is not stupid like in the original, where it has a diseased mind and everything. No, it learns to read and speak and everything. Both Kenneth Branagh and Guillermo kept to that. The only difference is that in this movie, Jacob here, he's fantastic. I didn't know this. He's 6'5", so he's as tall as Bill Skarsgård, and it makes sense because you want the creature to be big, and he is huge in the movie. It really shows. And the look at this aesthetically, it's a gothic horror movie. And he does an amazing job of telling the story the way he wants. He does it, like I said, he makes changes to the story, and they work for the movie. He makes the creature more sympathetic than in the book. In the book, the creature is a murderer. He kills William out. Unlike in the movie, it's different how he kills William. In the book, he murders Elizabeth. And that's one thing Kenneth Branagh put in. He did stick to was Elizabeth. Well, the one thing is she's the fiancée of Victor Frankenstein in his movie, in Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. In the book, she's married to Victor. And the creature, out of anger, does kill Elizabeth in the book. And in the movie, Kenneth Branagh, he rips out her heart out of anger because he wants a companion. But in this movie, they decided they weren't going to go that approach where he does, after he learns to read from the old man and everything. The creature confronts Victor and wants him to build a companion. He says no. And, of course, they make Elizabeth in this. She points out what's in the trailer, where only monsters play God. And so they want you to know Victor Frankenstein, without a doubt, is an absolute monster. And that's why he went with the approach of making the creature kind of sympathetic. The fact that with Elizabeth, she kind of empathizes with the creature, and you see that he's not evil or anything, and Jacob does a great job. Everybody's fantastic in this movie. And we get the beginning. We're done in chapters. The beginning of the movie, Victor has been found by this captain, played by Lars Mikkelsen. Captain Anderson and his crew, they find him out, they see an explosion, and they bring him on the ship, and he starts to tell his story, and we go back to his childhood where Charles Dance plays his father, and everybody's great in this movie. Now, here's one thing I did find was there's a certain young actor who plays young Victor Frankenstein, and that's his kid right here. He is, in fact, I realized this right away, he was in, right here, The Monkey. He played the twin brothers in The Monkey. I said, oh yeah, that's the same actor. I knew right away. And, I knew that was David Bradley. He's a legendary British actor, and he was great as the blind man. They follow pretty much the book on this. One thing Guillermo del Toro wanted to show, that relationship between the creature and the blind man, is that the creature does care about the blind man. He learns from him, and and of course, there's also, if I remember right, there's another big difference is that I can't remember, I haven't read the book in a long time. I don't know if the creature is immortal in the book. I don't think he is. But in Guillermo del Toro's, the creature can't really die. He'll die, but then come back. He heals. He has a healing ability from what Victor did by turning him into this creature, was that he can heal after being shot and everything. So he's pretty much immortal. And so yeah, and God, I love this movie. It's not that long. It's like 2 hours. It doesn't feel like 2 hours and like a 2.5 hour movie. It moves. Yeah, there's moments where things are slowed down, but that's to give, time for you to, take everything in. And everybody's fantastic. All the actors do great. I mean, we've got Ralph Ineson and Christoph Waltz. I almost didn't recognize him in the movie, as he's supposed to be in the movie. He's Elizabeth's like uncle or something. I forget exactly. I think he's supposed to be her uncle or her her caregiver. I think I'll look it up. But yeah, he's our maternal grandfather, and he ends up helping Victor to create his creature. Yeah, and basically they go to where hangings are, and he looks, and then he wants soldiers. He wants corpses, and he wants, because he's going to legitimately rebuild himself his perfect, because he wants to prove, because his mother died, that he can actually defy God, and, he wants to be able to show that he can create life, and because of his mother's death. So, yeah. And unlike the book, here's another thing, is Jacob, the way they do him, somebody mentioned this, he's a very attractive guy, a very good-looking guy, and he plays a better-looking creature than you would expect for someone sewn together. They kind of limited to his, he looks like, a really good-looking creature in the movie, and kind of, makes him very empathetic in the movie compared to Victor. Victor's pretty much the monster, and Isaac plays him really well as this, guy thinks he can play God and everything, and he thinks he's above God. And the movie's fantastic. I mean, it's one of the best looking films. I'm actually surprised when Netflix said they were going to put this in theater, and so I went to a theater that I go to sometimes and saw this on the first day, the first showing, and I get why they put it in the theaters. And I'm like, yeah, it's an impressive movie that everybody should see. And he made change, at the end in the book, at the end, the creature sets himself on fire. He kills himself because it's like he makes amends in a way with his creator, and he forgives him, and then sets the ship free so that all those guys can go home. They're in the North, and he does. There's a bonfire. And this is the thing about the Kenneth Branagh movie. This is part of the book, that follows the book, is he basically, there's a bonfire, he basically sets himself on fire so that he can finally die, since his creator, who in Guillermo del Toro's, he finally acknowledges the creature is his son, calls him son and everything, and the creature does forgive him. I'm not going to tell how the movie ends, but yeah, that's if you've read the book, what happens. But this acting in this movie, I've never seen Jacob in anything. Like I said, I was surprised finding he's 6'5". He's huge, and it shows in the movie. I was like, oh my God, did they see? Nope, he's that tall, and he's just he's great. I mean, in the movie, he carries this movie. I mean, and Oscar Isaac is great as the monster, Victor Frankenstein. He really does play it as a monster. He really doesn't care about anything but himself. Well, he says he cares about Elizabeth, but really he's a narcissist, and even she realizes he's a narcissist, and that he thinks that he's above God, and it's and I love the cast. I mean, everybody in this movie is great. Even there's no bad performance. Everybody gives a stellar performance. I've always liked Charles Dance, and he's perfect as Leopold Frankenstein, and then his Lauren Collin. She played his Victor's mom, which I was I didn't recognize her in the movie because they had her face covered a lot of the time. But Ralph Ineson, I knew right away when I heard his voice, that's Ralph Ineson. And David Riley, I was like, oh, he's the blind old man. I was like, wow, almost didn't realize it was him. And I didn't notice Bern German. I guess he's Igor, but I didn't notice him in the movie. Because I was watching, I'll probably see it again. But, Yeah, Maya Goth, I have never seen her anything, and she was fantastic as Elizabeth. And yeah, in the movie, she's clearly married. I mean, the book, she's clearly married to Victor, but that's both Kenneth Branagh and Guillermo del Toro don't have her married. In, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, she's engaged to Victor because they're kind of like, she's his adopted sister, and in this movie, she's marrying his brother when, things go to hell and everything, and yeah, and it takes its time. It doesn't rush anything. It lets you get the young Victor Frankenstein, get his, when he creates the creature and the creature shows up and he decides to tell his side story and you're like, oh, he can actually think. Yeah. And that's what's amazing is they bring up the whole thing of Milton's Paradise Lost and everything, and he learns, you can see the intelligence in his brain because it's like, yeah, when you wake up from being dead, it takes a long time for your brain to get adjusted, but he shows that, yeah, this creature does know how to think and learn, and right before Victor abandons him, he says, say one word. And as he's walking away, he says, Elizabeth. But then as he basically burns the place down to kill his creature, some reason Victor decides to try to run. He hears him screaming for him, saying Victor, wailing out, screaming, begging him to save him. He runs back and gets injured. Yeah. It's probably one of the best. It's most likely when it comes to Oscar time, this probably will get the Oscar. I can't really see. I mean, there's a lot of movies I really like. This movie is basically that Oscar movie to get everything about it says it'll probably win Best Picture. Most likely, Jacob might get a Best Supporting as the creature. I could see him getting that, and Oscar Isaac might get nominated for Best Actor. Hell, everybody in this movie should get nominated because they're all really fantastic. I mean, yeah. If you get a chance, get the book and read it, because this movie was like, yeah, here's the cast. I'm just showing you. Yeah, this kid, he was great in The Monkey, and yeah, and Oscar Isaac is just, he's this, okay, I'm looking at he's American, I'm looking at his full name, it's like, okay, I didn't realize he's actually Latino. And Maya Goth, she's great in the movie. She's English. I did not know that. She does not sound English in the movie. And Felix, he's the brother who plays William, his younger brother. He's Australian, okay. And Jacob, of course, he's Australian. He's young. Yeah, he's not that old of an actor, but he's been acting for a while. And then you got Lars Mikkelsen. I'm wondering, is he actually, let me see, he's Danish, yes. I wonder, is he related to Mads Mikkelsen? He might be. Actually, I think he is. He does look like Mads. I think it's his brother. Let me look this up. Let me look up Mads. Okay. Actor, best known. Okay, let's see. His brother is Mads. I thought so. He looks like Mads Mikkelsen. Okay. So he is Mads Mikkelsen's brother. Okay. And, of course, Christoph Waltz, he's German. Austrian and German, yeah. And he's like I said, everybody's great in the movie. I almost didn't realize it was Christoph Waltz at first until I recognized his voice. And then Charles Dance. Always been one of my favorite British actors. Always such a, outstanding actor. Another one is David Bradley. Yeah, I've seen him in so many things. He was in Broadchurch, the British series. And he's acted, he was in the Harry Potter films. And, he was Agus Fitch in the Harry Potter movies. Yep. And then you have Lauren Collins. I'm not sure. I don't think I've ever seen her in. I don't know if I've seen her in anything. But yeah, she was great as Victor's mom. I don't know who this is, but then you got Ralph Fiennes, another great British actor. Unfortunately, when he got the job as Galactus, they kind of fucked that up. And then Vern Gorman is also British. Yeah, he's another actor. I've liked in a lot of stuff that he's done. Even if the project's terrible, he's always been very good and very funny too. Like, he's worked with Guillermo del Toro before, but yeah, this movie is just a masterpiece. Yeah. Okay, let's see. In 2000, Guillermo said the project which he would kill to make would be a tragedy version of Frankenstein, which he does here. It is a tragedy. Frank Darabont, a pretty much perfect script which evolved into Kenneth Branagh's Mary Shelley Frank. Really? I did not know that. Let me look this up. Who wrote? Wow, Frank. That's why I love, because goddamn, Frank Darabont followed the book so good. It was like he really took the book and made it. Yeah. In 2008, he revealed that he was then in the process of crafting drawings. Yeah, and you can tell he took his own take on this. He did not exactly follow the book, and because in the I think in the book they actually have the idea of building the bride, but here it's like he refuses to do it in the and yeah, Jacob, everybody's great. So this is a movie worth seeing in theaters because it's really that movie you should see on the big screen. Yeah, I really love this movie. It's like I said, it's a different take that makes you empathize with the creature and feel a lot of empathy for him, and the fact that Maya Goth, who plays Elizabeth, actually finds this kinship with the creature. I said it's a lot different than the book, which makes the creature actually go murder a lot of people, except for the old man, blind old man. But he absolutely does kill Elizabeth. In the book, he murders her because, he's looking for a companion. When Victor decides he's not, he at first, yes, and then decides not to, he does kill her out of revenge, which makes Victor want to kill the creature, and that's why they end up in the Arctic, And in this movie, they changed it a lot, but it has the essence of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, and you could tell that there was a lot of, he really loves the story, and so his changes work for the movie because it's like it goes all the way through. It's not like he makes suddenly like, oh yeah, the creature kills and then, oh, we're empathizing. No, it's very much Victor Frankenstein's the monster. That's why you said monsters play God. And so yeah, and that's the whole point of this is that it's, I looked at it as kind of like a father not happy with his son wanting his dad's approval, like to accept him for who he is, and his father denying that till the very end, which is kind of what goes on in the movie, is that he denies the creature, blames him for everything until the very end that he apologizes, and it's like it's heartbreaking. It is, because Victor is this evil monster throughout the movie, and then you see this moment when he realizes, he admits that he is a monster, and he doesn't realize it till the very end that he really was a piece of shit to his son before he dies. And that's just the, you should have read the book, but spoiler, yeah. In the book, both movies, Victor does die, and the creature forgives him. In both Kenneth Branagh, the book, and in this movie, there's a sense of forgiveness by the creature towards his creator, kind of like what he learns from reading Milton, Paradise Lost, and the whole thing with Adam and Eve in the Bible is forgiveness. No matter what Victor did, that in the end, the creature came to forgive his creator for what he did. So yeah, and it's I love the movie. I'm going to probably go see it again while it's still in theaters, and then I'm going to watch it on Netflix when it comes, because November the 7th is when it hits Netflix, but they were right putting this in theaters. If people have a chance, go see it. So I just want to talk about that real quick. This is Gilgamesh. I will talk to you later. Bye.